France has a clear message for China. Yes, we will support Taiwan. We will engage with it. We will visit it. We will back it up when it needs us. And we will even speak up about Xinjiang. We do not care for your one China policy. Emmanuel Macron has truly shocked Xi Jinping this time. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host, Shubhangi. And in this video, we shall discuss how France is turning into a formidable world leader not just in the EU, but also in the Indo-Pacific. Ever since US President Joe Biden assumed office, Chinese rhetoric and incursions against Taiwan have increased. The aggression reached its zenith point when China tried to stop an unofficial visit of a group of French parliamentarians to Taiwan. It turned into a scathing war of words, but France did not relent, and it is a very clear signal to China that on Taiwan, just like on many other issues, France is not to be stifled with. In a war of words over Beijing's pressure on French lawmakers, the French Foreign Ministry summoned Chinese Ambassador Liu She for repeatedly insulting a researcher. Liu reportedly wrote French Senator Alain Richard to discourage him and other members of the Senate's France-Taiwan Friendship Group from visiting Taiwan earlier this month. According to the letter, which really was a threat, Richard should avoid any official communication with Taiwanese authorities, as this might send the wrong message to Taiwan's pro-independence powers. The tone of the letter reportedly irritated Richard. Antoine Bondaz, a fellow at the Foundation for Strategic Research in Paris, criticized Liu in a tweet for interfering in France's democratic system. Bondaz stressed that lawmakers are free to meet with whoever they choose. The Chinese embassy responded by claiming that Liu was stopping other countries from interfering in China's internal affairs. It also started referring to Bondaz as a little thug, a crazed hyena, and an ideological troll, with an anti-Chinese stance in a series of tweets beginning Friday. The embassy also confirmed that quote-unquote lamb-like Chinese diplomats are no longer needed. Beijing's wolf warrior strategy, they said, is important to protect Beijing's international reputation from quote-unquote wild dogs from other countries. The Foreign Minister of France, Jean-Yves Le Drian, called the Chinese embassy's remarks unacceptable in a tweet on Monday. He said that the Chinese ambassador has been summoned and that the Foreign Ministry will firmly reiterate the post to him. Meanwhile, Agnes van der Merwe, a spokeswoman for the French Foreign Ministry, said in a statement that the Chinese embassy must strictly follow diplomatic laws. She also protested Beijing's decision to blacklist many European officials, including French members of the European Parliament, Raphael Glucksmann, on behalf of the ministry. The people involved in the war of words exchanged between the two sides has made one thing clear. The issue had the capacity to turn into a full-blown diplomatic incident and could have quickly gotten out of hand, but France stood its ground. This shows that even if it comes to taking on China, France will stand its ground, especially on the Taiwan issue and under the leadership of French President Emmanuel Macron. Moreover, this also displays the leadership ambition of Macron in the European Union and abroad. By taking on China's wolf warrior diplomacy and its anti-Taiwan rhetoric, France had sent a resounding signal to not just Beijing, but also Berlin and Washington. France, through this incident, has proven that it is ready and waiting for a moment to try to grab a leadership position in the EU, and should the US let slip in its commitment to Taipei, Macron will not hesitate to take on the paper dragon. France has been increasingly confrontational towards Chinese policies, defending its interests, and Jinping understands the position of power French President Emmanuel Macron has ascended to. During the negotiation of the EU investment deal with China, Xi had called President Macron personally to convince him to get through the deal. Reports, however, emerged that Macron gave him an earful on Chinese actions in Xinjiang. This is where the Uyghur Muslims are being actively tormented by the CCP regime of China. This dispute regarding a visit to Taiwan also emboldens France's ambition in the Indo-Pacific, and this is great news for Taipei, which has seen a regular incursion by the PLA Air Force after the USA dumbed down its support for Taiwan. France, through its actions, has made it known that it is just waiting in the wings, and that Taiwan has another major power backing it up against China.